After 54 hours of nonstop working, the Startup Weekend competition has come to a close. We'll tell you which team won.
Also, the Cal Poly International Center is hosting a week of activities celebrating international education.
And as students scramble to register for classes, some found themselves without a say for the winter quarter.
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to Mustang News. I'm Sydney Brandt.
And I'm Sorma. Here are the top stories you need to know for this week. Startup Weekend was held on the Cal Poly campus this past weekend, and the competition was intense. The competition began Friday evening with participants pitching their ideas and then forming teams. The groups worked for 54 hours, making a successful business model, and the event concluded on Sunday with the judges voting on the best startup. The winning group, Rally, came up with an app that you could visually locate your friends in a crowded location, such as a concert or a sporting event.
Regardless of the event, when you're at these types of events, you want to be focused on the experience, not finding people. And now you can with Rally. Thank you.
Rally uses a mesh network to find your friend's location, so you don't need a strong cell signal to use the app.
International Education Week starts today with a panel discussion with the Cross-Cultural Center and activities for students to start thinking about study abroad options. The kickoff event is an interactive map for students to mark where they have been and where they want to go. The map will be at Dexter Lawn every day this week from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cal Poly students have the opportunity to study abroad at over 400 locations across the world.
Having opportunities to go abroad or to have international students come to our campus community and be part of the educational experiences for students is that it allows us to have global perspectives in our education.
Events will continue throughout the week. For more information, go to international.calpoly.edu.
And as fall quarter winds down and students get ready for their holiday break, the stress of next quarter's schedule is beginning to set in. We took to the streets to find out what students thought of freshmen being blocked into the schedules for an additional quarter. Mustang News reporter Joe Deanda has this story.
Word on the street has it that freshmen are being blocked into classes for the coming winter quarter, leaving less freedom for all students as they head into the new year. Miriam Robles shared her stress.
What are your thoughts?
It's very frustrating because I only got blocked into 2 classes, so I'm not even a full-time student, so that's really stressful.
Caroline Cusalito shared her opinion.
Yeah, I think it makes it easier for us, especially because I hear that making your own schedule can be a little difficult, so I think it makes it easier for us, and then if we do decide to add or drop classes, we can do that as well.
Archita Sahejpal thinks it may not be a good idea.
I think the first quarter it was helpful, and then after that it feels like we're like in high school where it's like we're like just being blocked into stuff, and I feel like in college we should have the liberty of like choosing what we want.
Jack Scheckman sees both sides.
But then again, there is the downside that you don't get to pick the classes that you might be needing to graduate on time.
I kind of wish, honestly, that at like slow days orientation, they would just like teach us everything about PASS and like show us how to do it then, so then we could like come in and know how to do it, not be thrown into it in the middle of the year.
Traditionally, freshmen are only blocked into classes for fall quarters. With this week's Word on the Street, Joe Deanda, Mustang News.
Winter quarter registration started last week and is still taking place. Classes will resume on January 8th, 2018.
And don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll have your weather update.
True freshman slot-back Brock Mortensen.
In this day and age, everybody gets their news from social media, and my team's pretty much in charge of making sure that Mustang News has a great presence across all social media platforms. Whether that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat, we want to make sure that our news is reaching our audience. At Mustang News, we're truth tellers. We're student media, but we're going to do our best to tell the truth of our people and the voices of the Cal Poly campus.
I think art is something that doesn't go appreciated that much, especially at a polytechnic campus. We have a lot of engineering and architecture focus, and we want to try to focus a lot of our arts writing on structural design and architecture design and things that relate to Cal Poly, but through the arts. I think good journalism comes from unbiased reporting, and I think we do a really good job at making sure that everything's accurate. the thing about broadcast is it's not just on paper, so now you're actually seeing people's emotions and their reactions, and I think you just really learn a lot by being able to go face to face and also have a camera and capture those emotions. And broadcast is so fun in my opinion because you can take what you see and show it to your audience and show them exactly what you're witnessing or other people are witnessing at the moment.
Welcome back to Mustang News. I'm Annabelle Carpenter with your weather update. Today in San Luis Obispo, it's a little bit warmer than you've seen this weekend with a high of 75 and a low of 52. And then we go into the 5-day forecast. The beginning of this week, we're going to see highs of 75 and then lows in the low to mid 50s. And then on Thursday, you're going to see some rain, so make sure to bring a rain jacket to class that day, and a low of 48. And then we see on Friday, it's going to be partly sunny again with a high of 66 and a low of 46. And then going over to South County, we are going to see highs in the high 60s and lows in the 50s. And in Orchid, it's actually going to be a low in the 40s, so a little bit chillier over there. And then looking over at North County, it's a little bit higher highs and lower lows. And so that's all I have for the weather. And let's take a look at the sports with Felix.
Hello, I'm Felix Castillo, and you're here with your sports headlines from this weekend. True freshman Brock Mortensen has been impressing the coaches with his play during the second half of the season. Mustang News reporter Sawyer Milam caught up with the slotbag as he prepares for the last 2 games of the season.
True freshman slotback Brock Mortensen has been making an impact in the second half of the season for the Mustangs.
It's been fun. All the guys out here are really fun. I've enjoyed it a lot, even though this year isn't how we really expected it to go. This year's been a blast for me.
In the past 4 games, Mortensen has rushed for 152 yards, caught 7 passes for 127 receiving yards, and scored 2 touchdowns.
It's just been great. I mean, being young, it's fun. I guess starting so young is just fun. It's a blast. Didn't know if I really expected this much playing, but I don't know. I'll take what I can get. So the coach's confidence in me is gradually builded through the season. Once the Southern Utah game came around and then I was able to get more touches versus Weber, they were able to gain more and more confidence in me.
Touchdown, Cal Poly. Brock Mortensen with his first Mustang touchdown.
It was crazy. It was blocked up real well, and I saw it opening and took it and scored, and it was I don't know, it was feeling like no other touchdown in my life ever. Best aspect, I think I'm a good ball carrier, but I feel like out of the backfield for pass routes, I'm pretty decent at those.
As the Mustangs close out the season with their final 2 games, Mortensen hopes to end on a high note.
You just got to step up. I just got to be ready for what I need to do. Play hard, and for me, it's to get 2 wins, but to get just 2 more games underneath my belt and go as hard as possible.
Sawyer Milam, Mustang News.
This week against Sacramento State, Brock Mortensen rushed for 36 yards and scored a touchdown, but Cal Poly would go down to lose by the final of 49-14. The Cal Poly women's volleyball team won the Big West Conference Championship for the first time since 2007. The team played their final 2 home matches of the season against UC Davis and UC Irvine this past weekend. Both teams put up a fight, but the Aggies and the Anteaters were no match for the number 22nd ranked Mustangs. Cal Poly swept both opponents to secure the number 1 spot of the Big West, a spot in the NC double tournament, where are 24-2 on the pace for the best record in the program history. They finished a perfect 8-0 record at home. The Mustangs also celebrate the seniors during their final home game, and Taylor Nelson says it was an honor to finish Homestead on the high.
Having our last game in Mott and having it be the game that clinched the Big West, and just to do it in front of all of our fans that have supported us the last 4 years, so it was an amazing day. I mean, our first time ever playing in the NCAA tournament, so really exciting, and we don't know who will play or where we'll play it, but wherever we go, it'll be such a high level, so we're just excited to see some new teams.
The teams await their NCAA tournament ranking. Cal Poly will be hosting a watch party for the selections show at the Milestone Tavern, 5:30 to 7 p.m. on Monday, Sunday, November 26th. Cal Poly football senior defense lineman Agustino Elesaya loves to relax off-field by playing video games, or on Brian Trugman's decided to test his hit skills.
Hello and welcome to Mustang Versus. I'm Brian Chong. Today I'm taking Agustino Elisaya, one of Cal Poly's football players in Modern Warfare 2. Let's see how this goes. How long has it been since you played this?
It's been around 5 years, so it might be even for you.
Oh, let's go. So since this has been like 5 years, are you like getting your memories of playing this game before?
Yeah, this is...
Brings you back, right?
I failed school with this. Back in middle school, my parents weren't happy at the moment. But yeah, this does bring back a lot of memories. Man, back in the day, if you had like any beef with other kids in middle school,
oh yeah,
you brought it to this map.
So what do you think about esports? Because there's a lot of like debate on whether like people like consider it like a sport or not.
Both sports have, well, both games have like an objective.
Yeah.
And I feel sport is basically a game where there's an objective and you go for the win. It's similar, but in a way, it's less stress on the mind more than the body.
You can watch more of the full story on MustangNews.com. Basketball season is under the way for Cal Poly. We talked to starting shooter Victor Joseph. Victor Joseph played 70 minutes in the Mustang first 2 games. He is averaging 16 points per game this season and is shooting an amazing at 46 points, 7% from the three-point range. Joseph explains his role for the team this season and his excitement to play in his first home game for 2017-2018 season. The Mustang hosts Holy Name University this Wednesday at 7 p.m. at Mott Gym. And make sure to stay with us after the break. We'll have more Mustang news. We'll be right back.
Our mission for this year is to basically get the news first so that Cal Poly students are aware. Like there have, so far to start off the beginning of the year, there have been things such as like parking and bus routes, and students have so many questions about that. And so that kind of goes to what I want to do for this year, and is I want to get that information out to students. Good journalism means that we are getting the story out, but that it includes all the information, that it answers all the questions that people are asking.
I think art is something that doesn't go appreciated that much, especially at a polytechnic campus. We have a lot of engineering and architecture focus, and we want to try to focus a lot of our arts writing on structural design and architecture design and things that relate to Cal Poly, but through the arts. I think good journalism comes from unbiased reporting, and I think we do a really good job at making sure that everything's accurate.
A Cal Poly graduate has been working on the startup company Base Rock at the Slow Hot House for the last 2 years. Reporter Annabelle Carpenter got the chance to experience it firsthand.
Bass Rock is a new product that allows users to physically feel music.
So it takes the bass frequencies of the music you're listening to and vibrates them throughout your body. So it's a completely new and immersive way to experience music. It follows the beat, the intensity, the frequency of the bass coming through the song.
Oh my God, that's so cool. It just, you can feel it vibrate through your whole entire body.
You can plug it in a mic and bring it to a live show, or plug in an aux and listen to music at home.
So we wanted to create a product that the everyday consumer could use, could take around, and pretty much use in whatever activity they wanted.
Becker's product started as part of the Cal Poly Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, our CIE program. Cal Poly business professor Jonathan York is the co-founder.
The Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship is an organization at Cal Poly that's dedicated towards promoting student entrepreneurship and helping companies form in the community.
Annabelle Carpenter, Mustang News.
300 people have purchased Base Rock, and the products are currently in production. For more information, you can go to baserock.com. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us on Mustang News. You can log on to mustangnews.net and follow our social media platforms for continuous news coverage. I'm Sarah Milo.
And I'm Sydney Bryant. Have a great rest of your week.